Yeah, I said that.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 shady queens on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I mean, I personally wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't wear it, but for you, it's cute.
For this list, we're looking at our favorite sharp-tongued contestants from the reality series who are not afraid to tell it like it is. However, we won't be including competitors whose behavior is more nasty than shady. Who is the real queen of shade? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20, Betty.
According to Jasmine, let me put my second face on.
The so-called villain edit is a notorious part of the Drag Race experience. This, of course, is when a queen is painted as the season's antagonist in the editing room, whether or not they deserve it. In season 14, there is little doubt who this applies to. But you can't argue with the many eye rolls, critiques of other people's outfits, and sarcastic comments that Daya delivers.
I am very proud of you, Georges. That is the sexiest napkin I've ever seen go down the runway.
Bitch, get out.
At the end of the day, this queen has given us entertainment, and she clearly has love for her sisters. We all need someone to voice what we're thinking, even when those thoughts are on the shady side.
I don't know if that's what I would blame it on.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. Like, that's why we have a storyboard, is so we have something to follow.
Number 19, Detox.
Honey, that one's gonna bug me. That little one. Oh, yeah. She's already starting to bug.
Detox is one of the most recognizable faces from the Drag Race cinematic universe. She turned looks in All Stars 2, but she was arguably at her shadiest in her first franchise appearance. Throughout season 5, Detox's confessionals showcased hilarious digs at her competitors.
Horchata looks like a cross between one of the Jackson 5s and a member from Cats.
No matter the subject, the queen's wry humor and wit came through clearly. And in Untucked, she certainly did not mince words either. In one instance, she truly schooled Serena Chacha after the latter's condescending remarks about education.
I read books. We're gonna be nice.
So none of us read books? Is that what you're trying to say? None of us are educated?
Detox isn't mean-spirited, but when she's had it, you'd better watch out.
I've had it officially!
Number 18, Ahura.
Taste, the queen of face. But the last time I remember you served me face, you was laid on your back with your tongue out and I was sat on it.
Season 2 of Drag Race UK just wouldn't have been the same without Ahura. Sure, she wasn't the only one with entertaining confessionals, but her remarks had a bite that made for sheer entertainment.
This could either work in my favor, and she can give me some pointers, or she could outshine me. But let's be honest, it's tea coffee.
Ahura pulled no punches when critiquing her peers' outfits, and considering her background in design, we don't blame her. But she had funny and sassy lines for a whole variety of situations.
Ellie, you could have had a bikini wax, gal.
Her shadiness arguably reached its peak, though, when she and a competitor clashed over similar looks.
Sister, more like copy.
With Ahura accusing Sister of aping her concept during the filming break, the claws were out.
Why'd you change it? Money in 7 months and opportunity, time.
And inspiration.
Number 17, Valentina.
Manila Luzon! I loved you so much on your season. But who's a booger now, bitch?
Some shady queens get into tussles and others reign supreme in confessionals. And to be sure, Valentina had no problem reading her competitors for filth when necessary. However, her shady qualities emerged most prominently at the season 9 reunion. She was revealed as that installment's Miss Congeniality. And let's just say that some queens took issue with the news. Multiple contestants attested to her less than congenial behavior during and after filming.
I respect you and love you.
You don't love me.
Plus, they called out her reluctance to reel in overprotective viewers. Most of all, though, her treatment of Pheromone seemed to speak volumes.
Pheromone, just shut up.
Valentina staged a major comeback in All Stars 4, but her shady behavior surrounding her first Drag Race appearance cannot be forgotten.
Valentina is a fierce competitor. There's no doubt that she's supposed to be here.
Number 16, Utica Queen. Season 13 was full of big characters, but this queen had one of the most striking personalities of all.
I know you're gentle by nature. Do you think you can roast these beasts?
Underneath, I think there is a bubbling evil interior.
Utica combined a youthful innocence with an unusual artistic sensibility, which made her cutthroat shade all the more shocking.
I have children, Utica!
You sure do look like it.
This was most apparent in the truly unforgettable comedy roast episode.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you could speak whale.
Her routine did have some truly daring moments, like asking RuPaul to stand and expose the lower portion of her outfit.
You are such a fashion icon. If you could stand up for us, please.
However, although most of Utica's jokes were brutal, they weren't well received.
It's just as hard to swallow as Lonnie Love's comedy career.
This roast performance was one of the cringiest in Drag Race history, but it was also one of the shadiest. Number 15, Acid Betty.
Have you ever guys been in proper shows before where you have to learn choreography and stuff?
When I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah,
like for years.
Oh, when you were younger.
So
you don't really know how to like just focus and get it done.
Long before Dia Betty showed off her signature eye roll on season 14, another Betty practically patented the move. That would be makeup artist extraordinaire Acid, who brought realness and attitude to season 8 until her fateful Madonna lip sync. Who could forget when her shadiness came up at the finale? In front of a live audience, Trixie Mattel unforgettably confronted Betty about the latter's choice words during an Untucked episode.
The question is, in Untucked, did you or did you not come for me?
As Trixie's video message had played to Kim Chi, season 8's Shady Lady simply couldn't contain herself.
That nose contour is atrocious.
Betty's critiques of Trixie's makeup were definitely uncalled for, but they did produce an iconic finale moment.
And you still haven't fixed that nose contour.
Bye.
Number 14, Violet Chachki. We simply could not have passed over the season 7 winner. She was even voted shadiest queen during her season's Despy Awards challenge.
And the award goes to Violet Chachki.
You don't like me. You really don't like me.
From the premiere episode onward, Violet showed that she had opinions about her competitors' abilities.
I've seen Miss Fame's work before, and I'm pretty impressed, but not that impressed.
Crucially, though, she had the goods to back up her confidence. She could definitely put her foot in her mouth, like when she declared she hated Michelle Visage.
What? Girl! What she said just rubbed me the wrong way.
But as we saw in the reading mini challenge, she would read you to your face just as well.
Katya, at this point, you really should just make like your hairline and recede.
This queen has become a fashion authority for good reason, and we will never get tired of her fiery hot takes.
There's something charming about her sort of hodgepodge drag.
That's Violet being positive, everybody.
Number 13, Jimbo. Although Jimbo could certainly read a queen on her season of Canada's Drag Race, the claws and the breastplate truly came out in UK versus the world.
You formed that alliance yourself and then you backstab that person with a big machete.
Her competitors came after her for ostensibly making multiple alliances, but that wasn't even close to Jimbo's shadiest move. After she was eliminated by Pangina, the Canadian queen left a hilariously snarky message on the workroom mirror.
My name is Pangina and I'm a stupid idiot. P.S. I love you all. P.P.S. except Jimbo.
Then came Jimbo's barrage of hypothetical critiques of Pangina during the finale episode.
You know, I laid in bed and I was like, I'm gonna just talk about how shitty that stupid outfit was with her damn ponytails and all the stupid ties, or I'm gonna talk about how shitty she looked and that dumb polka dot look. Or I'm gonna talk about what a stupid bitch she is. But then Ru said release to the universe, and that's what I've done. So I'm not gonna say those things.
We know that the Canadian queen plays a larger-than-life character dripping with irony. But there was no denying that in this case, the shade was real.
That is the shadiest move.
Number 12, Thorgy Thor.
Reg is fun, and then because I'm gonna hate Shangela for life, how about suck it, Shangela, and I'm gonna spell it with 2 L's, because she hates that.
There's Shade, and then there's Salty. Thorgy Thor happened to be both during her Season 8 and All-Stars 3 appearances. Don't get us wrong, we love this vivacious clowny queen, but she did not hesitate to stir up drama as a contestant, and it made for great TV. On her first season, she often spoke of being underappreciated by the judges, especially when compared to Bob the drag queen.
And like, Bob is funny, but so am I. I'm just not as loud and annoying.
In All-Stars, meanwhile, she again complained of unfair treatment, but this time she might have had a point.
I'm lucky that I have less lyrics. However, I think mine was less funny.
In any case, her goodbye letter to Trixie Mattel with some choice words for Shangela caused serious drama in the workroom.
From Thorgy.
Oh, Thorgy wrote this?
Yeah.
It says, this shady bitch, Shangela.
Looking good, feeling Thorgeous. And acting shady. Number 11, Darian Lake. If Bianca Del Rio calls you shady, then we can safely say it's the truth.
How I perceive shady elephant.
Darian wasn't usually outright mean, but some queens certainly got on her bad side. She never shied away from providing feedback or facing down her competitors, whether Trinity K. Bonet, Gia Gunn, or Courtney Act.
Do you have Courtney's costume together? I was hoping that I could get somebody else to make it for me.
But her shade was often targeted at Ben de la Creme, who seemed to rub her the wrong way. From questioning the Comedy Queen's challenge wins to calling her big-headed, there was no telling what critique Darian would lobby next.
Some of Dela's wins have boosted the size of her head. Hopefully she doesn't tip over.
But Dela didn't just sit around and take it. Throughout this Season 6 feud, she had no shortage of quick-witted retorts up her sleeve.
Am I being hateful by saying that?
No, you're being real.
And that's what I am. I'm real.
And your real self is hateful.
Number 10, Ginger Minge. This 3-time competitor is one of the funniest to ever do it. Her shadiness isn't the only reason why, but it certainly doesn't hurt.
Girl, does it piss you off that you serve something very different every single week and there's people who get by doing the same shit and are praised for it?
She pulled no punches in her original appearance, humming for the likes of Max and Kennedy Davenport in Untucked. Mere moments into All-Stars 2, meanwhile, she subtly questioned Violet Chachki's Season 7 win.
Apparently all it takes to win is a corset, so I bought one. We'll edit that out.
Will do, though.
And did we mention her success in reading mini-challenges?
Miss Fame. I think everything about you is so original, except for those lips, those cheeks, and everything you present to the judges on the runway.
They certainly weren't the only instance of Ginger shadiness, but they did demonstrate her ability to come up with cutthroat one-liners like nothing else.
Adore Delano. Do you know what makes you the #1 fan favorite of all time?
No.
Neither do I.
When the glamour toad's around, no one is safe.
This bitch is so old, her wigs have osteoporosis.
Number 9, Jade Jolie. This queen is responsible for one of the most savage reads in Drag Race history. However, she didn't only direct her ire at the iconic Alyssa Edwards. In the Season 5 premiere, she got into a brutal back and forth with the infamous Serena Chacha.
There's funny and then there's just like blunt rudeness.
Can you not take it? Is that why? Like,
Oh, honey, I can take it. You're just like so immature. It's just really aggravating.
Although she got hit a few times, there's no question she emerged from the feud on top. But of course, Jade's shadiest moment came about during an iconic Untucked episode.
Girl, you had rolls all over the place in the back. It was disgusting.
Jade had previously clashed with Alyssa, but it's obvious the Dancing Queen was not expecting the now infamous back rolls call out. Jade got her and got under her skin.
Get her, Jade.
Number 8, Courtney Act.
Adore, your drag daughter's got your natural hog body. That's a compliment.
Did this Australian queen get the villain edit on Season 6? That's up for debate, but there's no question she threw down her fair share of shade while on the show. For one, we cannot ignore her condescending attitude towards her admirer Jocelyn Fox.
Does one of us want to be like a before and one of us want to be after?
Imagine if you were the before.
But the problem is, no one would ever believe that you were the after.
She referred to Jocelyn as her little sister, but we feel bad for anyone whose sibling treats them like that. Aside from her main victim, Courtney also loved to come for Bianca Del Rio and Adore Delano.
I kind of was thinking that you would turn out something that we hadn't seen.
When your very first words to someone are backhanded, it's obvious there's more shadiness to come.
I'm glad I'm not the only Idol contestant here. I was an American
you're an
Idol.
American
Yes!
Idol. You're on season 1?
No! What season were you on? Were you on season 1? And I was like, oh, we're playing that this year, bitch?
Number 7, Tatiana.
I picked Detox to be my partner because she's funny, she's dirty, and she's not Fifi or Roxy. Choices.
Thank you, Tatiana, for providing countless unforgettable moments on your 2 Drag Race appearances. Whether way back in season 2 or in the second installment of All Stars, she never failed to comment on her competitors' questionable choices.
Choices.
She quarreled with Tyra Sanchez during her first appearance, calling out the eventual winner right in front of the judges.
I don't think that you're seeing that Tyra is a complete bitch.
She was underestimated at first during her comeback season, but quickly showed she could hit back at her fellow All-Stars.
Alyssa Edwards, you are so talented, and you haven't let it go to your head. Nothing's changed you, or your overbite.
And who could forget perhaps Tatiana's shadiest appearance of all? In an episode of All Stars Season 1's Untucked, she appeared on video to read the contestants for filth.
Alexis Mateo.
Oh, Jesus.
You're always the first to throw shade when you should probably be the first to go hide in it.
Number 6, Shangela. If Drag Race has a clapback queen, then Shangela is surely in the running.
Do y'all smell that? It smells like lies to me.
She clashed with the likes of Carmen Carrera and Raja in Untucked, but her most iconic shade fest involved the notorious Mimi I'm First. Sure, Shangela came from Mimi's makeup and brand of drag, but once the latter responded, the gloves were off.
I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, yes, I probably could go out and get one because I am what? Sickening. You could never have a sugar daddy because you are not that kind of girl.
Shangela did not take kindly to accusations of financial support, to say the least.
Baby, everything I've had, I've worked for and I've gotten myself. I built myself from the ground up. No, you bitch!
In her incredible run on All Stars 3, Shangela had calmed down considerably. But she could still lay down the law when needed, especially when it came to milk. Hallelujah.
She really thinks that she's in the top 2 on this one.
I'm cracked.
Number 5, Raven.
And you were liberal in speaking your mind. Let's take a look.
Nicole's gone. Praise the Lord.
RuPaul's makeup artist got her start as one of Season 2's sassiest competitors. Although she would find friendship in queens like Jujubee, any fan of the show knows she has a dark side. She delivered no shortage of brutal but hilarious comments, particularly towards her nemesis, Tatiana. In one particularly memorable exchange in Untucked, Raven claimed she would never say a certain something about Tatiana.
All of you guys think that I'm like shit, that I'm like nothing.
I would never say that.
Of course, this wasn't quite the truth.
Her interview was shit. Her look was shit. Her book cover was shit. Her trying to launch and sell her book to the judges was shit. She's shit. I would never say that.
The duo also butted heads at the reunion over Raven's disparaging comments.
Tatiana's an airhead. All she's been doing the past couple weeks is this. Tatiana is about face value.
But we also cannot forget how the All-Star also went after Nicole Paige Brooks and Pandora Box, among others.
Not really impressed with her too much. She has acrylic toenails with white French tips.
She seems to have softened over the years, but Raven will always have an edge that makes for pure entertainment. Number 4, Jujubee. With the likes of Tyra Sanchez, Raven, and Tatiana butting heads, the shade was bountiful in Season 2. However, Jujubee still managed to stand out for her wit and candor. Who could forget her assessment of Tyra's star potential and her shoes in Untucked?
Tyra has talent. Tyra is unique. I can see that. Nerve. She had the nerve to wear those ugly-ass shoes. I give that to her. Charisma? I don't see any. She's just unt.
And need we remind you that Jujubee has won 3 separate reading challenges? She told us she would read a queen to filth, and she certainly was not wrong.
And you, legendary you think you are. Legendary looks like leg and dairy.
Who could forget phrases like leg and dairy and mayhem Miller?
Mayhem filler. I'm sorry. I mean, mayhem Miller.
She's had no shortage of appearances throughout the franchise, but a mind like hers keeps us coming back for more. Number 3, Willem.
Fifi, you are gorgeous. You catch the camera's eye from the right, but from the left, you snag it.
This early season queen has never returned to Drag Race, but her original appearance is about as iconic as they come.
You know, the girls with splotchy body makeup, runs in their tights, visible padding, lines right here, it needs to be stopped.
She didn't usually get loud during conflicts with her fellow queens, but she didn't need to. Even when they were quiet, her clever retorts were perfectly timed. She also had no lack of confidence and made sure everyone knew it. Sure, her big talk about her acting career got old, but she's a legend for a reason.
You know, sometimes people don't need to reinvent the wheel and they can just wear clothes and put their face on a boat and win. Like me.
Even though she could rub her fellow queens the wrong way, her passive-aggressive brand of shade made Season 4's Untucked one of the best ever. Nurse!
Your tone seems very pointed right now.
Number 2, Gia Gunn.
Her look may be similar to mine, but honey, there's a big difference. Mine is couture and hers is just hot glue.
We have to give her credit. This queen was never afraid to speak her mind, even when it didn't make her the most likable.
My God, there's room for everybody, let's just say that.
In fact, she's one of the most cutthroat queens to ever compete on the show.
I feel like you're gonna kind of be like maybe the motherly figure.
The mother called me old, all right.
From the moment she met Ben de la Creme in the workroom, Gia showed she was a master of backhanded compliments and cheeky comments. And shall we discuss her takes on Kelly Mantle?
Kelly's drag caliber is just not to where I would expect it to be for an experienced queen. If it's just not giving it, maybe it's just not for you.
Unsurprisingly, Gia wasn't exactly a peacekeeper upon her return for All Stars 4.
Because according to your team, you're the weakest link.
However, she certainly gave us some hilarious quotes while she lasted.
I was so bored.
Would we keep watching? Absolutely. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Bianca Del Rio.
Trinity reminds me of a dear friend of mine from New Orleans. She's dead.
Although Trinity K. Bonet infamously couldn't answer Bianca's line of questioning in Untucked, we don't know if we could either.
Let me ask you a very fair question. What do you do successfully?
That is how towering a Presents Season 6's reigning comedy queen is. She is viper-tongued and whip-smart, and she showed throughout her appearance that she could read her competitors like no one else.
Jocelyn Fox. She's so gay, even her asshole has a lisp.
Although her critiques could be brutal, her sense of comedic timing made her shade some of the funniest Drag Race has seen.
Then we have Adore. I know what you got on your SATs. Ketchup.
Whether an oversized ego or a dull personality, it was all material for Bianca. And we were happy to be her audience.
They wanted some local, like, celebrity type people.
And none of them were available, which is why you took the job.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.